What's going on, Falcon fan? This is Warukundo coming back at you with another video. And today I got my wisdom hat on. We're going to talk about the keys to victory for the Atlanta Falcons going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We need for our fans to come out, be loud again, and represent like they did last week. 2 weeks ago when we played those New Orleans Aints, playing another division opponent. These games are coming up. We got the Bucks, then we got the Panthers right after that. So got to be able to hold serve at home, go up to Carolina, see can we get another win, and try to stay undefeated in our division, because that's going to be our path to get into the playoffs. Also, we want to be playing some good, trying to get in the rhythm and start playing some good football going into the playoffs as well. So that's what we need to see. Um, so we're going to get into the injury report, of course. We're going to talk about the offensive keys, the defensive keys, and then we're going to talk about special teams. So with all that being said, guys, if you have not already, I want you guys to go in and please subscribe to this channel. Please hit that notification bell so you don't drop another video. Please hit the like button. I know you guys out here that talk about, then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So, guys, like I said, the Atlanta Falcons has a great opportunity to actually get some distance in this NFC South by going out and beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend. All right, they need to keep the momentum. It'll be the first time that Atlanta Falcons have been on a 3-game winning streak in a long time, and I think they can get it done. But they're gonna have to do the things that they need to do. You mean be able to hold home serve like they need to do. Of course, Tampa Bay coming in trying to get their revenge. The biggest thing is we're gonna go look at these injuries today and see. Hopefully, we can get some guys back this week. Getting out of New York was kind of tough for us. A lot of guys started to suffer injuries. Starting out with AJ Terrell, which we definitely need him back this week. We'll talk about his status. And then some other guys. Depth is good in some areas where we had a little concern, but you know, when it come down to playing division opponents and things like this, I believe a lot of times it's about the matchups and things like that. So we definitely want to talk about that. Some of the key matchups in this game, and hopefully we can get another W this weekend in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Once again, Falcon fans, come out, be loud again. Those guys need us. They feed off our energy, especially that defense. That same defense has not gave up a touchdown in the last 2 weeks. So we're going to be able to go out and help those guys keep it continue, to show the support. Definitely, I wish we had Grady there, but it is what it is when it comes to that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into this. The first thing we're going to talk about the injury report for our Atlanta Falcons this week, coming in for Wednesday. This is the Wednesday injury report. David Amiyata did not practice today, ankle. However, Arthur Smith said that still have an opportunity to play this week. Hopefully, they just send him out to make sure he get his ankle good to go. Of course, CP and Calais Campbell, both of those guys on their normal rest for Wednesday, so they did not practice today. AJ Terrell was in limited practice, but he's in the concussion protocol, so of course he got to go through the steps and the protocols to get back on the field. Jeff Okuda had a toe issue, but he was in limited practice today as well. The other guys that did not practice today was Nate Landman with his knee. Drew Dahlman is another big miss. If we can't get him to go, it's going to be Ryan Newsel stepping in for him. Caleb McGarry, of course, did not finish the game for the Jets. He more than likely be one that I definitely probably want to play this weekend. But Storm Norton came in and really helped a lot. So that's good for that. Guys that did come back to practice today, Mike Hughes. He was out last week. Him and Matt Collins, both of those guys were full participants in practice today. Also, the guy that we actually gave a roster spot here, Lakel London is back as well. So all those guys are back at practice. Hopefully, we get guys like David Amiyata, Nate Landman, and AJ Terrell. Those are my biggest concerns right now. Of course, Drew Dahlman. But I think Drew Dahlman was able to finish the game. So I think his injury is just more precautionary anything. But we definitely need Nate Landman to get back, and of course, AJ Terrell. So guys, that's the injury report for us this week. Starting on Wednesday, keep on the lookout for the rest of the week and see if those guys actually participate in practice, because they really give you telltale signs if they're going to actually play this weekend. From a defense standpoint, losing David Yada is definitely going to be a big thing, especially we want to be able to stop their run. He's been a monster this year. I think this one a great signing for the Atlanta Falcons. Just so bad that Grady had to go down. But for the injury report, please, guys, stay healthy. We gonna need you for the long stretch. If you can't go this week, hopefully our depth step up like it needs to, and we're gonna definitely talk about some of those key matchups for this week for our Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, guys, there you have it, the injury report for the Atlanta Falcons for Wednesday. Definitely could change. Guys coming in, coming out. You look at some Tampa Bay Buccaneers, some of the injuries, Vita Bea, um, Devin, what is his name? Their linebacker. I can't think of his name right now. You guys know what I'm talking about, the great linebacker they got. Did not practice today. Dean did not practice today. So some of those guys, we'll see where if they was able to come back this week as well. Wednesday, a lot of time guys get the rest day and things like that. They just got the game plan, make sure they understand what's going to take place. Thursday they go into some of the more scenarios. Friday usually be the end zone, the red zone, and stuff like that. Saturday is walk the rules and make sure the game plan is solidified. And then, of course, Sunday is the game. That's pretty much how the week goes. But at this time of the season, especially the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they know us, we know them. We're going to probably get up, strap it up, and go out and play some doing football. So that's where they're really going to. So there you have it, the injury report for our Atlanta Falcons on Wednesday. All right, offensive keys this week. The biggest thing that when we talk about offensive keys is we want to make sure that we win the game. All right, I'm going to say this for the rest of the season. You know, the biggest thing that we want to see when at the end of the game is the Atlanta Falcons has a W, not an L beside their name, against the opponent. So however many points we need to score for that week, that's what we need to do. We need to score one more point than our opponent, and we need to get a win, because at this point it's all about winning losses, and hopefully we'll be able to accomplish that, more times this rest of this season than not. So that's the idea for us, to be able to actually make something happen and actually be able to do some things. So the offensive keys for our Atlanta Falcons this week is going to be, all right, last time we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one of the biggest issues that we had was turning over the ball. So first key for me is we need to stay clean. I think that's one of the reasons we won against the New York Jets. After punting the ball 9 times, one thing we were able to do was protect the ball. Of course, we put the ball on the ground a couple of times, but they was not able to recover those. I think CP had a fumble. D'Alford had one on the punt return. Of course, Desmond Ridder, with the first snap of the game, lost the ball. But all those was not a turnover for our Atlanta Falcons. So my first key this week for our Atlanta Falcons is try to play a clean game, no turnovers. Big thing for us. I think if we do that, if we can be on the plus side of the turnover margin, I think we will definitely give ourselves a chance to win. One of the things with Desmond Ridder, if he can stay clean, I think that bodes well for his confidence, for the team, and us getting the win that we need. So the first key for me is definitely not turning over the ball this week against those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The second key is we got to get back to what we was doing. We was with the New Orleans Saints a couple of weeks ago, and that is run the ball. We got to establish the run. We was able to do it effective the first time we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that was without Bijan Robinson. We all know the whole controversy where he wasn't put on the injury report, but he didn't play. He played 1 snap in the game and things like that. But being able to run the ball and establish the run against this really good Tampa Bay front 7, and but we was able to accomplish that last time. We need to make see can we actually do it again. That's one of the things that we got to do. We can establish the run and try to utilize a little play action. The more we're able to run the ball, I think it'll help in the passing game that much more because it should be able to give Desmond Ritter easier throws. Where our receivers, our tight ends are not trying to catch everything, make it so difficult in traffic and things like that because, the run game is going so well. The Atlanta Falcons are, in the last month or so have started to pick back up in their run. They're fourth in rushing right now, somewhere probably where they was last year. So the running game is starting to get to go. This is no better time to do that. Going down the stretch, trying to do this playoff run is to, gain their identity and get the running game going. And like I said, I really believe if they able to get the running game going, it's definitely going to help with the passing game, creating those play action passes and things like that. But three-headed monster. I talked about it on Monday. Looking at the carries distribution for our running backs. CP has not carried the ball a lot, so he should be really fresh going down the stretch. So we need to get him more involved in the running game. Of course, Bijan and Tyler, close into touches themselves. So I feel like our running backs are still fresh. They still be good to go. They're not, even over 200 carries anywhere near there. So we got 5 games left. Bijan get 250, get the 250 carries this season. Tyler get to like 220, 225. That's what we want to see. And then we need to get CP up. I think CP got like some 30-some carries this year. So he need most touches. We saw how he affect the game with his passion, the way he runs so hard, and he intimidates the secondaries of his opponents. So that's what we need to see. More CP, establish that run game, and like I said, that always open up the passing game, especially the way Arthur Smith want to do. All right. We took a shot last time we played them with Scotty Miller. I think that should be in our cards. We need to be able to stretch the field a little bit as well. And that also opens up our running game. If we just take shots down the field 2 or 3 times, during the game, they just let them know that we will attempt, deep passes, because when you start to pass, taking intermediate routes all the time and never take shots, the opponent starts sitting on routes, right? That's when you create turnovers and things like that because they don't think you'll throw the ball over their head, and it definitely don't help our running game. So that's one of the things we definitely got to work on is establishing a run, take some shots down the field, and that's my second key. Let's create that identity at the end of the season. And then the last probably should have been the first, but I did a little backwards. And we got to be able to have a fast start. We have not started fast a lot of times this season. I think at home, fast start, get the crowd involved, be loud throughout the game. Put pressure on those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what I think we need to do. So we need to start fast on offense. If we can do that, you got to start playing your best football in December, right? Especially when you're playing for something. Right now, the Atlanta Falcons hold their own destiny. Out, they're in, right? So you got to be able to start fast. We got to start to figure out how do we get points on the board early in the game and take a little stress, in the stadium. Let's have fun this weekend. No, let's be a blowout. We can do that. That'd be lovely, right? We really enjoy ourselves in the stadium this weekend. So let's see, can we do that? Like, start fast. That's what I want to see on offense. So those 3 keys on offense this week is no turnovers. Let's protect the football, establish that run game so it can open up stuff in our passing game. And then please, let's try to start off fast and be able to get the momentum going early in that Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So, guys, let me know what you think about the offensive keys. Let's go ahead and move on to those defensive keys for this week. If you're looking at some of the things that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have improved on, and that we definitely gonna need to hone in on, something that we was really, really successful with and the first time we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that was to stop their running game. I think we only gave up 77 rushing yards in that first game, which is ideal for us. And one of those was a big scramble by um by the quarterback Baker Mayfield. So if we are able to actually contain their running game again, if you look at the last two games they played, they've been over 120 some yards in both of those games. So we want to be able to make sure we can not let them establish the run. Right? We've been doing a great job this year completely in stopping the run game of our opponents. The defense been playing lights out in that aspect. That's one of the things that if you looked at last year, where Atlanta Falcons really, really bad in is being able to have good run defense. That is not the case this year. And if we are able to, make these guys one dimensional and stop the run, I think that will really bode well for our Atlanta Falcons. Um, Second key, let's see, can we create turnovers? Um, I love the way Jesse Bates have represented the last 2 weeks. The fumbles. We actually had a sack fumble by Richie Grant as well. So those kind of turnovers, those are huge turnovers and momentum breakers. They taking points off the board depending on where you cause the turnover at. All those things are a factor, but getting the ball, creating turnovers, that always raises your high percentage of winning, especially on the plus side in the turnover margin. So if we can create turnovers, Baker Mayfield still Baker Mayfield. He will give you some. So we are able to stop the run and make Baker Mayfield pass the ball more because he considered himself a gunslinger. He think he can make all the throws, and could be advantageous for us to be able to take advantage of that. Right? Can we create turnovers on the defensive side of the ball? The third key for defense, in my opinion, it's all about the matchups, right? We look at the matchups, and when I look at the matchups for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think their strength for most part on offense are some of their skill players, and in particular their wide receivers. They got Chris Godwin, they got Mike Evans. Mike Evans, we talked about him on Monday, going over 10,000 yards for a 10 straight season, right? He's a matchup problem. If you recall last game, he actually burnt AJ Terrell on a big deep route. So it's going to be interesting to see if AJ Terrell is able to go. If not, how would that affect our game plan against Mike Evans? Um, I love some of the philosophy of how some coaches, but one coach that in particular, when you think about a guy like Bill Belichick, you always take away, you know, their best guy. That should be a formula from any team, right? But the whole ideal is we're not gonna let that guy beat us, right? And that's on offense and defense. But in this instance, we don't want to let Mike Evans beat us. So whatever we got to do, however we got to defend Mike Evans, that's the key. You want to let those other guys, right? Those other guys beat us. You're gonna tip your hat off to him because that means he didn't go to his go-to guy, which that's what he wants to do anyway, right? And if we're gonna make him force it to, maybe we can create my second point, like I was talking about, creating those turnovers. But my biggest thing is Mike Evans, how we're going to be able to contain him this week. We can't let Mike Evans have a big game. I think that will keep the game close if anything else. So however Ron Nielsen is playing is to be able to go out and shut down Mike Evans. If it's AJ Terrell back out there, shadowing him, we can live with that. But what we need to do is make sure that Mike Evans do not wreck the game for us, because that will really be bad. So I really hope that we are able to figure out a way to shut him down. Hopefully, AJ Terrell can go. Lately in the protocols, a lot of times guys that go out, they do not make it back for the next game. They have to sit out a week because of the concussion protocol. Of course, those are independent doctors. There's not doctors from the team, so it's nothing that the team, the league can do about it. And actually, in all honesty, it's really beneficial for the player, because if they feel like he's not cleared, he's not ready to go, probably should, sit out a week and make sure he's right where he needed to be in the head. So that's good, taking care of the players and making sure that their health, and long life comes first. It's a game. We want our guys out there, but if they're not 100% ready to go, don't put them those guys out there. So AJ Terrell is not ready to go because of the concussion protocol, and that goes for all the other guys too, especially because we're gonna need them down the line. Dave Amanyada, Nate Landman, um, Drew Dahlman, all those guys. If they're not able to go, it's gonna have to be the next man up mentality, and that's why you go out and get depth, in certain spots, because injuries happen. But in this case, it's about the health of the players, and so don't want to be selfish in that point. But that last key, man, we can't let Mike Evans kill us. So, that we had on the defensive side of the ball, and we need to be able to stop the run, make these guys one dimensional. If we can do that, create turnovers. Let's see, can we? I talked about on the offensive side of the ball, not no turnovers. Don't give the ball up, but let's see, can we take it away? Right, that's only gives us more possessions on offense, and like I said, statistically, if you win the turnover battle, you usually win most of the time. All right, and then last thing is, don't let Mike Evans do what he wants to do out there. Let's if we have to put a cloud coverage over him, and make sure he don't get over our heads. You can bait. I mean, we got Jesse right now. He might can bait, um, Baker Mayfield to think that he's open and get him another one. So let's see how that pans out this weekend. All right, that's what I have for the defensive side of the ball. Let's go ahead and get into one of the favorite is special teams. Um, Now, one thing we can say about that Jets game on Sunday was it was a special teams game, right? And that's what it was. It was all about the special teams. It was 16 total points in that game, like 16 total points. 9 by the Atlanta Falcons, 7 by the New York Jets. 16 total points. So if you like a punting contest, that's pretty much what we got on Sunday, right? But one thing that did come out of that game was both teams, the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons, played the field position battle very well. Both teams did. They pinned us deep, we pinned them deep. They pinned us deep, we pinned them deep. And it was a back and forth game in that aspect. So my first key on special teams is let's continue that. If we are not able to score on a drive, let's create that field position, for our offense. Our defense, pin them down, go through and out and kick it back, and that's how you flip the field. That's football 101. Everybody knows that. That's why punting, it's a real good skill to have. You got a good you do. And Bradley Pinion. Also, I want to congratulate Bradley Pinion for being the Walter Payton NFL Man nominee for the Atlanta Falcons. It seems like he's doing some good things out there. So congratulations to him. But let's see, can we utilize that foot of Bradley Pinion this this weekend, former Buccaneer as well, this weekend, to try to see, can we continue to play that field position if we're not able to, get the ball and punch it in the end zone. That does not happen all the time. Of course, we know that you're not going to score in every drive. So that's why, sometimes a punt is not a bad thing, right? You're at your own 40 and it's 4th and 1, maybe you can go for it. But if you decide to punt and you're able to pin those guys, at the 5 yard line, now they got to go 95 yards. And like I said, if our defense stand up and get a 3 and out, guess what? We're right back where we started. Now it's 1st and 10 instead of 4th and 1. So that's how you got to look at it. It is frustrating sometimes. Go for it, go for it, go for it. But you got sometimes you just got to play the field position. All right. And then the last thing on special teams that I'm gonna talk about is, can we get a return? Can we get a explosive return on special teams this year? It's been boring back there. Like I said, Avery Williams gone. He's been gone all season, but it's really been boring, really boring in our return game this year. Right? Now, I'm gonna take that back. It has not been boring because we're not turning the ball over. That if you just catch it in Kyle Fair catch and take it at 25, I'm happy with that. That's fine. But so I don't want to say it's been boring because I don't want to see fumbles and things like that. But I do want to see some kind of return, in our return game for our Atlanta Falcons. We have not seen a great return all year. CP for some reason is not. I guess he's satisfied with breaking the record kickoff returns, but he don't seem like he's willing to bring that thing out the end zone. Maybe that they just talked about it before. Hey, this is we just going to start at 25, right? That could be the case. I'm not 100% sure why they do it the way they do, but you know, it seems like D. Alfred took over return position, punt return, but once again, we can't get any explosive plays out of our return game. So let's make it happen this week, man. It's week 14. Let's see can we um do do this thing, man. That's what we got to do. Like you said, rights on field position. That's right, man. We got to create that field position all day, every day. We create that field position. Hey, um, we I like our defense. You know, trying to make them go 95 yards. We can do that, man. Like I said, they go 95 yards, you gonna tip your head off to them. Especially if we don't give up any explosive plays in that drive, right? We just make them drive methodical 95 yards. Hey, you're gonna have to tip your head off to them. It's a great drive, right? Terrible, terrible for our defense, but great drive for their offense. So, but I would love to play in that field position. But guys, that's a short and sweet today for our Atlanta Falcons. The keys to victory: can we go 3-0? That's where we're at. We haven't went 3-0. We won two straight early in the season, right? Uh, but now we trying to see can we go three. These are some of the games that matter because they're in the division, and plus it's all about the playoffs right now. That's where we're at. 5 games left. That's where we stand. We got to be able to come out on top. So let's see can these Atlanta Falcons make it happen. Guys, that's all I have today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please leave your comments, your likes. The more likes I get, the more people out there that love the Falcons like I do and like you guys do come out and see and give me your opinions. Right? I never said I was the end all be all of everything Falcons, but my opinions that I know what I like, what I see, I'm definitely gonna give you guys that, and I want your feedback as well because you could definitely see it from a different point of view, from a different perspective. I know one thing, all you guys, we love our Falcons. We want to see them do well, right? Let's see can we end this playoff drought this year, but it starts on Sunday against those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's all I have. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.